tonight, tragedy on the tracks in New York City. Subway surfers like the ones in these viral videos facing deadly consequences.
Could be any one of our kids.
A 14-year-old boy killed, another critically injured, officials say, while subway surfing on top of a train in Brooklyn Thursday afternoon. Police saying the teens were knocked off the roof of the train when it went into an underground tunnel. First responders saying they found the pair under that train moments later. One pronounced dead at the scene, the other rushed to a nearby hospital in critical condition.
God bless them. God bless the parents, the mom, and the kids. And keep them in our prayers.
In response, New York City Mayor Eric Adams issuing a stark warning.
Subway surfing kills. It kills.
Thursday's death, the latest in a string of teenagers killed while subway surfing in recent months. In February, 15-year-old Zachary Nazario lost his life while subway surfing on a train crossing the Williamsburg Bridge. City officials sounding the alarm.
Subway surfing is not only illegal, it is so reckless, extremely dangerous, and people die doing so.
But just days later, a 14-year-old killed when he fell between two subway cars in the Bronx. Social media videos like these may be trend. Viral videos viewed by millions showing people sitting, walking, even dancing on top of moving trains. The results are jaw-dropping. The MTA says incidents of people riding outside subway trains have skyrocketed in recent years, rising 350% from 2021 to 2022. And transit officials tracked more than 100 additional incidents in just the first 2 months of this year alone. Mayor Eric Adams on Thursday blasting social media companies for allowing the videos on their platforms.
I am calling today for TikTok to ban these videos immediately and take them down.
In a statement to NBC New York, TikTok said, quote, "This dangerous activity predates our platform and we strictly remove such content if we see it on TikTok." Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, declined to comment for this report. Twitter, as well as Google, which owns YouTube, did not respond to our request for comment, but YouTube taking down one video after NBC News asked them about it. The disturbing trend leaving families devastated.
I would never see you graduate from college, get married, have kids of its own.
Now shattered communities left to reckon with the pain that is becoming all too familiar.
Awful ride. Awful ride.
And Jake, it's still under investigation if these boys were filming or streaming live during this incident. Still an alarming rise in these tragedies that hopefully authorities can get a handle on. Jake?
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow.
Shalom, give all praise, Yahweh Shemir, Shalom Shemir Kakadash. Honors to the eldest apostles, men in truth on down regarding truth and knowledge. Of the Wadi Yahweh Shemir, Champagne Spirit. Eldest apostles, men in truth on down regarding this truth and knowledge. We know this truth and knowledge and call holy. Yahweh Shemir, Shalom Shemir Kakadash. Give all praise, Yahweh Shemir, Shalom Shemir Kakadash. That relates to 14-year-old boy, DOA, while subway surfing on NYC. 14-year-old boy was KILED, and another was critically injured after attempting to subway surf on a train in Brooklyn, New York. Teens were knocked off the roof of the train when it went into the underground tunnel. The attack came after the subway surfing videos became viral on TikTok. NBC News, Valerie Castro reports. I'm gonna look up that word subway surfing, man. It's gonna be a quick video. What subway surfing mean? A high-stakes stunt that involves riding on top of train cars. Kayvon's death is another tragedy tied to so-called subway surfing. A high-stakes stunt that involves riding on the top of train cars. And you see people do certain things on top of these cars, these train cars. This is very high risk and very highly foolish, man. You know what I mean? So we'll get a few scriptures real quick. Another definition: riding on a train car outside the carriage, which is the different, the different row of cars related to the trains, which is done in two different contexts. Let me say. People who cannot afford to usually train fare in places such as India, Indonesia, South Africa, are thus relegated to sitting or standing on outside of moving trains for free. Here, danger is undesirable factor. Young, often male adrenaline junkies who ride outside the trains for a thrill of danger or to film their exploits, man. That's what that was. That was that subway surfing. So they were doing some stunts so they can get viewed, filming, stunts so they can film it, put it on, social media, for ratings and for rates and likes and different things. But it's high risk, man. These two did it. One got seriously critically injured, and the other one was, was deleted, man. It was DIE, man. So it was foolish, man. So that's train surfing. That's another one. And sometimes, like the freight cars, when people try to hop on those freight cars and ride up to certain parts of city or out of state. Those freight cars or freight trail like FX, where they try to hop on those cars and stuff and get onto one of those cars so they can get a free ride. So all these things is not wise, man, because if you get caught, it'll be a consequence, man. And for the subway surfing, for them guys, one actually died, man. You know what I mean? So I was foolish on him, man. I'm gonna get some scriptures real quick. Just a short lesson. Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Scripture talks about Matthew 4 and 7. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord. So let me get another one. Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 12. Seek not death in the errors of your life, which are mistakes, and pull not upon yourself destruction with the works of your own hands. So don't do anything that's going to make you, it's going to risk hurting yourself or even worse, taking you out, man. And this can relate to different contexts, just foolish works. It can relate to the S word, SUISCIDE. I can relate to that and other foolish things, man. So why are you going to do something that's going to ultimately hurt you or worse, man? Number 13. For God made not death, neither have pleasure in the destruction of the living, man. So the Lord has no pleasure of the destruction of the living. of the living. And that goes to pretty much the errors of their ways, man. He has no pleasure in it. Let's get Matthew 4 and 7. Yahweh said unto him, it is written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. That's when Satan was trying to tempt Yahweh, man. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. You know. Let's go to Hosea 4 and 6. For my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, and the majority of our people have rejected knowledge. That's why they're ignorant of the knowledge, man. They despise it, man. I will also reject thee. Thou shalt make no priest unto me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, the Lord Yahweh. I will also forget thy children. You've forgotten the law of thy God. You rejected the Lord thy God. That's why the Lord's people in the condition they are, man. And they despise it. They had no interest in it. You know what I mean? So they are destroyed for the lack of things they should know, man. And that's all part of, you know, the curses and different things. So they lack the wisdom and understanding, man. You know, and common sense. Jeremiah 4 and 22. Pretty much in that scripture, the Lord is calling his people stupid. Just like in this one, Jeremiah 4 and 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. And they have not known me because they rejected the knowledge. They've forgotten the laws. They despise it. They've forgotten the laws. And because of that, they lack the knowledge, man. So they forget, really, they reject it, and because of that, they're in the condition they are, man. You know, so they're that's why they're, you know, they're in the state they are, man. You know. Let me read it again. For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sadish. Sadish goes to foolish, man. So the Lord is calling his people a foolish people, man, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil. So our people are very wise to do evil. That's subway surfing. You know what I mean? That's very unwise to do, man. So when it comes creatively to do things that they supposed not do, certain people are very knowledgeable as far as doing wicked, man. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sadish children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, because they lack the knowledge, man. They lack the understanding. That's why the sword said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You know, they're destroyed for the lack of knowledge. That's why, but to do evil and to do wickedness, they have plenty of understanding in that. So, you know, and that's part of the curses. That's part of different things relating to their state and condition. You know, that's part of what they have to deal with. So, you know, this is something short. Let me see if there's another one. So for that particular incident, it was very unwise for them to do that, man. You know, now one of them is no longer here, man. For what? For likes, for views, for a false notoriety on social media, for, you know, and pretty much self-exploitation of self. so they can, you know, get some 5 minutes of fame for over something, you know, that's not worth it. So anyway, this was just a few scriptures relating to that. I want to give all praise, Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat Shemel, Kakadash. I hope this helps. Zayah Wolf. I hope it helps. Shalom.